Hi, today I'm here to talk about policies to end poverty among veterans. Now, this is a very hard topic for me because I just don't like how veterans have been treated, and I really would like everybody to go and actually read my paper because it's more in depth about this kind of stuff. So, the first thing I want to say is that they sacrificed everything. Their families, friends, homes, food, animals, everything, to make sure that our country was safe and we were free and we could do what we want. There is a place where you can go and visit, and it shows how much we appreciate their sacrifices and what they have done, and it shows who they are and what they've done, actually. So it's a really cool place to go. That's in my paper if you want to be interested in going to that. Basically, I want to start off with the question that is, why, as us as Americans, let our veterans live in poverty? We can stop it, but we choose to watch it and do nothing about it when they're out on the street begging for money. And it's sickening to watch that when someone who fought for our country is out there begging for money and people just walk by. We're walking by because of them. And that's what we have to look at. We just weren't given freedom. We fought for our freedom, and people had to do that. And it's just watching veterans be on food stamps and just welfare and not having any home, really. It's really sad. So, brings me to the next point, that 1.5 million American vets live in poverty. And 1.5 million. That's a lot. And they should be the people that have the first thing we should do is take care of them. They should be the first people we take care of, not the last, not the least, and not the forgotten. Never the forgotten. 1 million veterans' families do live on food stamps because due to them not finding a job because, their father can't go out or their mother can't go out because they're traumatized by war. They live in the war zone and then they come back to the real world. It's different. It's hard and it's not really, people think it's easy, but it's really not. And people turn to different things, as in alcohol, pills, anger issues, anything, not sleeping. Some even kill themselves. And it's not something to take lightly, and I don't think that it's something that people should just brush off when they see a vet, because they did a lot for us, and they go through a lot still afterwards. 1 in 7 wind up being homeless. 1 in 7, I know that's not a lot, but 1.5 million are on food stamps, so imagine 1 out of 7 of them being homeless. That's a lot. It's a lot of vets that don't deserve it. 1.5 million do become a risk at being homeless. It's an everyday process. They could lose everything in one day just because of their mind snapping. And shocking, the highest number of vets among these numbers are from the Gulf War, which was in 1990 through 1991, and the Afghan War, which was in 2001. Those are the highest number of vets that have received being homeless, that have trauma, that live on food stamps. And that's because that was a really hard war, and that was the most traumatic, and probably they saw a lot and seen a lot. We don't know what goes on in war. And we can't just put a blind eye to it because we don't understand. The only reason I feel so hearted about this is my stepdad was in war. And he came home and he was a different man. He drank for the pain. And everyone suffered for it. And it wasn't pretty, and we didn't know what was going on, and we were confused, and we were blaming him and blaming the alcohol, and just to find out it was his mind. It was him having bad dreams. It was him reliving every day. And that was really hard to put aside that and just understand that he has some issues. But there is help, and you can work through it. There's documents on so many cases of this. There's about 100,000 documents on people from the Gulf War that have these issues still to this day. Because nobody thought it was a thing. Nobody talked about it because you're supposed to be a man and not have feelings. But it became really hard for a lot of people. The U.S. government tried to help them and establish a plan with the Congress to help the vets with their emotions and set up some stuff, but it didn't go very well. It didn't fall through. It happened, but it wasn't really the best thing for them. It kind of made it worse. No one was really helping. Nobody really understood. So, vets have this budget that the government gives them to help them with these issues. And they have a lot, but back in 2018, they only had $200 billion budget. And I know what you're thinking, that's so much, that's a lot. But there's 1.5 million vets, plus more, that use that money. So it's really not that much. It's enough to help, but at the same time, like, you have to fight for that. You have to fill out paperwork, and it's just a big old process to even receive that money, which I don't think it should be. I think if you fight for this country and you are not dishonorably discharged or anything like that, you should be able to receive any type of money. In 2019, the United States said, that's too much money. So they cut their poverty rate by 6.9%. So that means that 6.9% of them are now living on the street, homeless, with families, kids taking away from them because they can't afford it. They can't get a job because of their mind, and they can't be around people or interact, and that's not right. You lose your kid after you fight for this country. What kind of justice is that? The rate has just gone up and up and up for poverty, and right now it's at 22.9%. That these vets, 22.9% live in poverty. And I don't know about you, but that's just something that doesn't sit very well with me. Ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to help vets. I said, I wanted to build a homeless shelter and help them, and, bring in different people to help them go into society, because, you can't just flip a switch and here you are back in the real world getting a job and talking to other people. That's not, you can't do that. That's not how the mind and the body works. And I always said that the homeless shelter would provide them housing, therapy, learning how to get jobs and stuff, but obviously I'm not rich. So it's just a dream. But I've always felt since I was a kid that this is something that's not right, and that should not live on the street. They should not. I just want to end it basically with that we, as citizens, can help and do more. We can help and reach out to different places to see if we can donate some money, or we can help build places for them, or support them in other ways, because not everybody gets a chance. Not everybody understands that it's hard. Not everybody understands how to work and cope when they're in a job. When people fight for our country, we should respect them, help them any way we can. And we, as citizens, should step up and get them out of poverty, because we can make a difference. We can help. It's all about trying and doing. Please go read my paper if you're more interested in this. It has more detailed things, more facts, more information. And thank you very much for watching.